Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining the session. This is a continuation session for creating a Docker images using the Dockerfile. So until now, what we have tried is we have used the two HTML files, and using these two files, we have pushed these files into the Nginx image, and we have created a new image based on the Nginx image. So now I want to try with the .NET application. So I want to create a .NET application and create a Docker image for that package. Release package has been created. So I'll switch to the command prompt, and now I will create one web application. Web application 1, I'm taking into the directory. Now .NET new MVC. So application has created, and .NET run. So building the application. It will take little time. So it is running. Now you can open this port is listening. So you can open the browser and enter. So that's it. So application is launched. So I don't want to go in detail what is happening inside the .NET application. So I'll stop this application and I will publish this application into release folder. So .NET publish to release folder. Release. So release has generated. So now I'll go to out folder has created. Inside the out folder, all the package, whatever the package I want to deploy, that package has generated. So here I want to move all the release to the out folder. So out folder has generated the package. So now I want to create the image, Docker image for this package. So how we can create the image for the .NET application? So we need to have the base image, right? So for that we can browse online what is the base image has been providing by the Microsoft. So this is for .NET 7.0 ASP.NET, and you can find other things for SDK as well. If you are using SDK image, you can use this one, Docker pull mcr microsoft.com .NET SDK 7.0. So now I will use this ASP.NET 7.0 Docker image. So based on this image, I will create a Docker image for this package. So I will open the code using Visual Studio Code. So web application has been opened. Here in the web application, I will add a file, Docker file. inside this Docker file, as we see in the previous session, that first thing is we need to take the base image. So what is the base image? So we go to the browser and copy the base image. So this is the Docker base image. Sorry, it was copied wrong URL. I'll copy this. And then the next step is work directory. We need to configure the work directory. So I want to make it as work directory is app folder, app directory. Then I want to copy this entire package. So the entire package means this out folder package into the app folder. So what I can do is, where is my source is available is in the out folder, and I want to move into app folder, app directory. That's it. So because I have already published my output into the out folder, then from there I want to create a package. I want to create the Docker image into the app folder. Then entry point. So entry point is when you launch the application. So this is the one will execute first and will launch the application. .NET, and our web application is web application 1. So be careful. This should be case sensitive. You should use same as how it is there. Otherwise you will get the error. Web application 1.dll. So same case sensitive we have to use web application 1.dll. So what we have did is we are downloading the Docker image, base image, then we are declaring the what is the work directory and where you are copying. So this is our source where we published. From there we are generating the Docker image. So this is the entry point. When you launch the application, it has to launch this web application 1.dll. That's it. So now what we have to do, we have to go to the new terminal and build Docker. So I'll just enlarge this. Docker build, same steps what we have done in the previous video, same steps to build the Docker image. So web application 1 version v1 dot. Okay, Docker daemon is not running. So I want to restart this Docker server. It will take a while. Engine is running. So we try one more time. That's it. So what we did is, the step 1 is it downloaded the base image. You can see here loading the metadata and load the build context. So this is the build context, the out folder, and this is the work directory, and copying and exporting to the image, exporting the layers, writing the image. So this is the Docker image name. So these are the steps, three steps actually it was performed. So one is downloading the Docker base image, work directory, and copying from release folder to the work directory location, and this is the entry point location. When you launch the application, it will load this DLL to launch the application. So what I need to do now, docker run rm port mapping 8080. I hope I'm not using this already. And web application 1 version 1. That's it. So it is running. So now how you can access is go to the browser at same way. Go to the browser and browse http localhost 80. That's it. So application is running as expected with the port 8080. So a web application has launched. But what you have done here is you have generated the Docker image already published package, meaning that before, in this step what we have done is, before we are creating the Docker image, already the package is published. So based on this package we are creating the Docker image. But when you go to the real-time application, it is not possible to create the package first, and to create the release package first, then create the Docker image. Because when you go to the CI/CD pipeline, based on the changes, it has to build and generate the package. After that, the Docker image has to generate, and that Docker image you have to push into the Docker registry. So it has to done all the things in the automated way. You should not do like a manually. You build the package and you push to the Docker, you push to the package into the somewhere, and from there you generate the Docker image and then pushing to the Docker registry. So now I will try. I don't want to generate a Docker image from the existing Docker package. So I want to do the automation like I, without generating manually this package, I want to automate generating of this package. So for that, so this is the same. You can use either SDK, because the difference between SDK and ASP.NET Runtime is SDK version is having the debug features. So you can able to debug with this SDK version image. But when you are using ASP.NET Runtime, you will not have the debug features. So I will discuss in detail what is the difference between SDK and ASP.NET Runtime in the little later. So first I will generate the package and then build the Docker image. So for that I am going to use SDK 7.0, and then I'm going to use the same step is work directory slash app, the same step what we have done. So now what we are going to do is copy to in the current destination to the same context. So meaning copy dot, meaning same, we have to generate a package into the same context. That's the reason I'm using source is the same context and the destination also will be the same context. So what I have to do now is run, sorry, I have to do now is run .NET restore, meaning the packages, the built-in packages I want to restore. .NET restore, and once restore the package, I want to build the application. So .NET build. So all the dependencies has been restored here. Then what we are doing is we are building the package. Then run .NET publish to where? To the out folder. I want to publish into the out folder. Then after publish, I want to change my work directory to out folder, because where the package is generated, this is the path where the package is generated. Then from there I want to add entry point is .NET and the DLL is web application 1.dll. So I just copy here, and to avoid the typo errors, I'm just copying here. I'll just go through these steps one more time. We are downloading the Docker image, base image, and we are declaring the work directory is the app4 directory, and creating the package. So where we have to copy is, we need to copy into the same directory, then we have to destination also in the same context. Then this step what we are doing is we are restoring all the dependencies packages, all the dependencies, DLLs, all those things we are restoring, and we are building the package and we are publishing the package into the out folder. Then we are doing the work directory. We are changing the work directory to the out folder. That's it. So I'll just close this terminal and open a new terminal. Docker build -t web application 1 version 2 dot. That's it. The image has generated. Web application 2, the web application 1 version 2 image has generated. So let's see what is happened here is the same thing. Same thing is it was downloaded the base image, then build the context, then it updated the work directory as app folder, then copy all those all those the codes into the app folder. Then it has restored the dependencies, and it has .NET build, then .NET published. So once it built, it has published into the out folder. So this is the out folder where it is existing here, and we updated the work directory as out folder, and Docker image has been generated. So I think you have got the difference what we have done in the previous example and this example is. Previous example, we generated manually this output folder, the package, then we created the Docker image. Now what we did the steps is, the steps also increased. What we did the steps is, we did the .NET restore, .NET build. So these two steps we have did extra. So meaning automatically it has been built the application